to focus your mind on the object. So there is the strong energy involved in that noting, even though you are noting only the rising process or the falling process. And while you are driving your mind forcefully towards the object, to get rising as rising or falling as falling, could there enter any kind of those rounds of defilements in your noting? Never. So you are not accepting those rounds of defilements while you are trying to drive your mind towards the object with proper effort. So the effort is there to keep away or avoid those defilements from your mind. And depending on that effortful driving force, when your mind follow with the object beginning from the rising point to the ending as rising, and you can precisely get the object with proper awareness, with observing power, at that time also there couldn't arise any kind of those round of defilements. The observing power or the awareness is there to close the door through which those defilements could enter easily. So the observing power is there to protect your mind, not to give any chance to enter those defilements. And when that observing power follows with the object closely, then there will follow another wholesome mental state as the concentration, that your mind stay on the rising object deep into it. There won't be any kind of wandering, flickering, fluttering process of your mind. Your mind stands still on the object, even though it is momentary. If your mind is stick with the object without wavering on that object, then right concentration will be there. At that time also there couldn't arise any kind of defilement. So in this way, in your practice, even in one noting of rising, there involve right effort, right mindfulness or observing power or awareness, and right concentration. Those are the three factors which included in the Eight Noble Path as the concentration group.
Hello. Just a video. Should I have a should win it? They also will change a bit. Some think about the community to find it. Now, Mari Canary, Abila, is some think about it. Should win it, change back. Dead. မလွဲတမ်းတက်လာတာမလွဲတမ်းဝင်ကြတက်လာပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အဲ့ဒီဝင်ကြတက်သွားတဲ့အာယုံလေးကိုပိုင်ပိုင်ခြားခြားပြီးလိုက်တော့တာပဲဒီနေ့ခိုက်တော့မှသင်ရှားတဲ့ယုံနာအာယုံကြားတဲ့နာနဲ့စားတဲ့ကြည့်တဲ့ခိုက်တော့မှယုံနာအာယုံပေါင်းတဲ့ပိန်နဲ့ကိုယ်ရဲ့ဆန်းတဲ့ခိုက်တော့မှသင်ရှားတဲ့ယုံနာအာယုံပိုင်ပိုင်ခြားခြားအမှန်တိုင်းပြီးတော့တယ်ပဲသမာဓိတိပဲဖြစ်လာတယ်အာယုံနဲ့ပါစိတ်နဲ့တက်သွားတာသမာသင်္ကပ္ပနဲ့ပဲဝင်ကြတဲ့ခါလေးတက်တော့ဘောပါဠိတိတိသွားတာသမာဓိတိနဲ့ပေါ့အဲ့ဒီသမာစိတ်ကမှလည်းသမာဓိတိမဲ့ခင်နှစ်ပါးပေါ့ပညာမဲ့ခင်ခေါ်တယ်ပညာမဲ့ခင်နှစ်ပါးဖြစ်သွားတဲ့အခါပိုင်နေဆိုတာရှုမိတဲ့အာယုံပေါ်မှာကိလေသာမျိုးမကြတော့ဘူးအနုစီယကိလေသာတော့ခါလေးပြတ်သွားတာမရှိဘူးတော့ပြန်ပြီးစဉ်းစားမိတဲ့အခါလေးပိုင်နေဆိုတာရှုမိတဲ့အာယုံကိုပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တ attva အနေနဲ့အတူယောက်ျားမိန်းမအနေနဲ့မမြင်ဘူးယုံနာအနေနဲ့ပဲပြန်ပြီးတော့မြင်လာတယ်အဲ့ဒါကိလေသာမျိုးပြတ်တယ်လို့ခေါ်တယ်။ပိုင်နေဆိုတာရှုမိတဲ့အာယုံမှာပြတ်တာပဲ။အနုစီယကိလေသာကခါလေးပြတ်သွား
While you are precisely noting each and every object and your concentration groups are developing gradually, but then the timing at the time you are really breaking down the power of those obsessive defilements. You are getting rid of obsessive defilements. After the development of concentration group, whenever you are trying to note the rising as rising or falling as falling, or seeing as seeing, or hearing as hearing, smelling as smelling, touching as touching, tasting as tasting, thinking as thinking, bending as bending, stretching as stretching, and lifting as lifting, moving as moving, placing as placing, each and every object could be clearly observed through the right aiming and right timing. Your noting and knowable object becomes very, very accurate when there will be precise aiming and precise timing to get the object. And that ability could come through the well-balanced those three concentration groups. And when you precisely and constantly follow the object from the beginning to the end as a whole, then you get the object without missing them. When you get clearly the object, what you will have at that time. So you will know rising as rising very clearly, rising as the object, and the knowing of rising as the mind. So rising becomes the object, and the noting mind is there to grasp it clearly. So you discriminate, oh, this is the object and this is the noting mind. Object is physical process and the noting is mental process. Only these two processes are there. No other aspects are involved in it. So a clear understanding will be there. No illusion, no delusion, nothing. Knowing is there. When knowing is there, then understanding is there. Or this is this, that is that. So you can clearly see this and that. When you clearly see this and that, you understand it. Oh, this is this, that is that. The clarity is there. And when clarity is there, oh, right understanding is there. And these two factors are right thought and right understanding. Timing and aiming precisely is the right thought. And having proper understanding when you are making the clear note as rising and noting of rising, then understanding will be there, and those are the two groups as the wisdom factors. So in this way, 8 noble parts are there in your noting. While you are possessing those two wisdom factors, during that moment, even the dormant defilement could be eradicated from your mind, although it may be momentary, even momentary. Even a single moment you are free from those latent and dormant, smooth, subtle defilement.
ဆက်ပြောရမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သမစကားပါမဲ့ကြီးချိန်သားကြိုက်နေတော့ချိန်သားကြိုက်တိုင်းမှာကာမဂုဏ်အာယုန်ကြီးမသွားတော့ဘူးပါတော့ဒီပေါ်မှာပဲယုံနာမှုမှာပဲစိုက်ကြတဲ့ဆက်တယ်ပြတ်တယ်လို့ဖြစ်နေပါတယ်ပြီးတော့အမှန်လည်းသိနေတော့မသိမှုကြောက်သွားတယ်မသိမှုဝေချာကြောက်သွားတယ်ပြီးတော့ တိမမှုလည်းပြောက်သွားတယ်ဝိဇ္ဇာမရှိဘူးဝိဇ္ဇာကိလေသာကိုပြတ်သွားတယ်မသိရင်ဆာလောင်မှုတွေ့တာမှုဆိုတာလာနိုင်တယ်ပြီးတော့ဒီမှာဆာလောင်မှုတဏှာလည်းမရှိတော့ဆာလောင်မှုတဏှာမရှိတော့တွေ့တာမှုတဏှာလည်းမရှိတဏှာရှိလည်းမရှိတော့ပြီးတော့ပုဂ္ဂိုလ်တ attva အနေနဲ့ဒီမှာယုံနာပိုင်းခြားသိတယ်ဆိုရဲကဟိုကထင်မှားတဲ့အစွဲလားလည်းမရှိတော့ဒီနည်းနဲ့ပဲဘုရားတနာဥပါဒံခေါ်တဲ့ကိလေသာဝဟာအစုကြီးဟာလည်း6သွားတယ်ဓမ္မပိပိဒသာဖြစ်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်ဓမ္မဒါတော့6သွားတယ်ဓမ္မနဲ့မှတ်နေလို့ရှိရင်ဒီမုံ60ဟောတယ်6ကိလေသာအစုကြီးက6သွားတယ်
Sadhu says he would like to make it clear again. When your noting is precise because of the right timing and right aiming, and you are getting the object in your hand without missing it, there couldn't arise any kind of defiling thoughts. Sensuous pleasures couldn't arise at that time. Right aiming, right timing doesn't give any opportunity to spring those defilements. And when you are enabled to get the object clearly, so there is the right understanding. And when these two factors are working together to have more clarity and understanding, there won't arise any kind of ignorance. Because of the clarity of seeing of the object, so not knowing ignorance couldn't arise. And while you are precisely, accurately, concurrently noting the object, there won't be any kind of confusion, doubt, or wrong thought, or wrong view involved in it. So you are free from wrongly thinking, ignorance also. So both types of ignorances are not there. And you are not missing any part of the object. Whole object is there and whole noting mind is there in your noting. So you don't have any kind of thought there, or this is I, this is mine, this is he, this is she, this is hers, this is his. No thought arise in that way. There couldn't arise, oh, this is the person, this is the man, this is the woman, and this is the being, this is the self, this is the soul. No thought will be there involved in such a way. And if such type of thinking won't be there, could there arise any kind of craving? Never. So craving also not there. A craving is rough type of desire. And when craving won't be there, clinging doesn't arise. You don't stick to it, that, oh, this belongs to me, I want to enjoy it, I will get the happiness from it. So you never catch it strongly. So comes and goes. Immediately nothing passes away. No way to cling to it as, oh, this is my thing. So you are free from those clinging also. And these three are the rounds of defilements: ignorance, craving, and clinging. So they are totally removed from your mind during that noting moment where there are those wisdom factors. So you are free from even the dormant defilement, latent defilement.
ဒီကပြောရတဲ့ဥပမာတွေမှာတိတ်တလားပမှုခံရတဲ့မျက်စိဟာလုံးဝလည်းမမြင်နိုင်ဘူးမြင်လည်းပဲနည်းနည်းပါးပါးတော့မြင်တယ်အဲ့ဒါအလွဲကြီးရှောက်နေတာပဲတိတ်တလားဖေးချလိုက်တဲ့ခါကျတော့အမှန်မြင်လာပြီပေါ့အမှန်မြင်လို့ရှိရင်အလွဲမြင်တယ်လည်းကြောက်သွားတယ်သူ့ဒီပဲဘုရားခေါ်တဲ့ဉာဏ်မျက်စိမှာဖုံးနေတဲ့ဘုရားခေါ်တဲ့တိတ်တလားကိုပေါ့ဒီဖေးချလိုက်တဲ့ခါကျတော့ဝိဇ္ဇာတကြီးပေါ့ဒီတကြီးဟောဖြစ်လာတယ်မြင်လာတာမှန်ကိုမြင်လာအမှန်မြင်လာတာလည်းတစ်ခါအလွဲမြင်နဲ့ကြောက်သွားတာကြောက်တာလည်းဘယ်ကောင်မှတဏှာဥပါဒဏ်နေတဲ့ဘုံဥဒ္ဒါကြီးကိုရှင်းကုန်တယ်အဲ့ဒါ
Sayadaw says the example or the simile which Sayadaw has given yesterday, when a person will have glaucoma on his eyes, either he may see the things unclearly or he may totally not see the object. And when he couldn't see the object clearly, there will be all the time not knowing, ignorance. The ignorance follows all the time because of the lack of power of seeing. In the same way, when you don't have such type of powerful, clear understanding through possessing the wisdom factors, there will be the power of ignorance. Either you may not know it before, or although you try to know it, but you know it in wrong way. It is similar to the covering of glaucoma on the eyes. But when those wisdom factors will be there, so at that time you are removing those glaucoma from your eyes. As the man who don't have that glaucoma on his eye, he can see everything clearly if there won't be any distractions. In the same way, when there will be those wisdom factors, there couldn't arise any kind of covering ignorances in their mind as well as in their noting.
ရှုတိုင်းမှာပါနေတဲ့သီလဘက်ကြီးသမာဓိဘက်ကြီးပညာဘက်ကြီးဒီဘက်ကြီးရှစ်ပါးတယ်ပေါ့အဲ့ဒါလိုပွားများနေတဲ့အတွက်ကိလေသာဝတ်ခေါ်တဲ့ဓမ္မအစုရှိတဲ့ခံချက်ပါကိလေသာပြက်သွားကိလေသာပြက်သွားပြီဆိုလို့ကြည့်သူ့အကြောင်းပြုပြီးတော့ကာမဝိလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးအကုသိုလ်ကာမဝိလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးဘဝဖြစ်စီနိုင်တဲ့ကုသိုလ်ကာမဝိလည်းမရှိတော့ဘူးဒီလည်းပဲမဆက်တော့ဘူးသူ့ကြောင့်ဥပါဒဝိလည်းလာရမှာဘူးအဲ့တော့ကာမမြောက်တော့ဘူးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဥပါဒဝိလည်းပဲပြရပြီပေါ့အတိအကျဝိဖြစ်ကာမဆက်ဥပ္ပကင်းမြဲမှဆိုတာကျင်းပါတာပဲအဲ့ဒါဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲလို့ဆိုတော့ရှင်းပြမယ်ဒီပေါ်များလေးဝိစီအမြဲပြတ်တာဒီကိစ္စကကျင်းပြပွားရင်ဝိစီမြဲပြတ်နေပါလေဆိုတာ
The Sayadaw says in this way, whenever you are following the Eight Noble Paths, during that time there couldn't arise the rounds of defilements. The rounds of defilements, sap is drying. They couldn't have any kind of power to give growth, to act any kind of wholesome and unwholesome acts. So at first you are drying the sap of defilements through those Eight Noble Paths, following onto it. And when those defilements saps are drying, there couldn't be any kind of act. There couldn't be any kind of physical, verbal and mental unwholesome acts. And if there won't be any round of comers, then there won't be any result. So the round of result also could be stopped. So that is why Sayadaw says, when one follows to the Eight Noble Path, there won't be any kind of round of existence in this world.
ဒီနေ့ဒါပဲတော်ကြလက်မကြပါဘူးပြောကနိခါရိကြဆိုတာဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးဆက်ပြီးတော့ရှင်းပါဦးမယ်ပုံပုံရပြရတယ်ပေါ့
Sayadaw says, for today it is enough for us, and tomorrow Sayadaw will try to explain, which described in the text as Pyoga Nipadika. Nipadita, accomplished by the means. What is the meaning of those words? He will try to explain them tomorrow.